Are underway, and Cars Tour Weekly is up next. I'm Jess Ballard, welcoming you to another edition of Cars Tour Weekly, and we've got Jack McNally here in the studio, coming off of opening weekend for the Cars Tour. And how was the beginning of the new era for Cars Tour at Southern National, Jack?
It was a great weekend, Jess. Good weather on Saturday, not so good on Friday, which I kind of hated because we had a lot of new teams and they didn't get a whole lot of track time. So I was concerned about that. But Saturday, the sun shone, the wind blew for a while.
But it looked gorgeous.
It was. It really was. Once the wind died down, it was really rough in the morning. We did get some practice sessions in for the guys. Again, not as much as I would have liked to have seen. But then we moved right through the program. Great crowd. The track sides were basically sold out. The slots, I think he only had about 15 left. And probably one of the largest crowds I've ever seen in the grandstand at Southern National.
That is amazing. Let's take a look at the highlights. The Cars Pro Late models were up first, and Justin Kreider jumped out to the early lead. But it didn't take long for Maine's Mike Hopkins to move through the field and take the lead from Kreider on lap 43. Tough break for Logan Boyette as he got tangled up here on the front stretch. In the end, Mike Hopkins was way too strong, taking his first career Cars Pro Late model win. On to the late model stocks. Last year's champion Carson Quapple on the pole, and he would lead early, but former Hickory champion Ryan Millington would flex his strength, taking the lead on lap 8. He would lead until this bad restart with 55 laps to go, allowing hometown favorite Deac McCaskill to go to the front. Driver who scored his first win with the series at Southern National in 2015 ushers in this new era by taking his 10th career win.
The other part of it was our winner in the late model stock division, Deac McCaskill. Deac, I believe, is 45 years old.
Yes,
and
in a field of youngins.
He put a whooping on him. One thing that I need to mention, Deac was one of the first drivers to sign up with the Cars Tour when we went late model stock racing in 2015.
Really?
And he has been with us either full or part-time ever since. And in Victory Lane, I went up and congratulated him, of course, and we actually hugged. I hope nobody saw that on camera. But, we exchanged a lot of kind of emotional moments, and
that's so special.
Yeah. And, for him to come to Southern National, which is basically his home track between there and Wake County, which incidentally, he won the last time that we were at Wake County. So Deac's probably hoping that we have all of our events between those two.
Yes.
Two venues.
Well, when we come back, we'll talk to Deac and see what his plans are for 2023.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts. Or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Race fans, Hickory Motor Speedway is the place to be. March 17th and 18th. The Pro All-Star Series and American Canadian Tour kick off their seasons with the 18th annual Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed. 2 huge nights of racing with over 500 laps of late model action beginning on Friday night, March 17th. The Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed at Hickory Motor Speedway, March 17th and 18th. And you can see it all on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Hey, I'm Dylan Hart Jr. You're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to Cars Tour Weekly. I'm Jess Ballard, and joining us now is our late model stock winner from this weekend, Deac McCaskill. Deac, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We're doing great, and as I mentioned, not to scare you, but I got Jack in the studio with me today, so be on your best behavior.
Okay, I'll try that.
Jack actually just shared something really cool with us before the break, that you were one of the first drivers to sign up for the Cars Tour in its creation.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Remember it well. I kind of reached a point in my career where it was just time for a change. We had been doing a lot of, weekly racing, and this tour come about, and it was very interesting, but I was really nervous about kind of joining it because I didn't know how competitive I would be. And we just figured we'd run the first race and see how we do. And man, we just about come out with a win with that first race at Southern National. We sat on the pole and led a lot of laps, but Todd Gillen got around me there at the end. But just been having a lot of fun ever since then.
Deac, this win here at Southern National and your win at Wake County, 2 of your favorite home tracks, that gives you a certain number, I believe 10 wins maybe on the tour. How do those stack up? I know Wake County was very emotional with Sandy and all that.
Yeah.
And I saw her at the racetrack, and she's looking great, by the way. My question to you is, the Southern National, is that the racetrack that you most want to win at?
They're both really special, Jack. It's a good question. Wake County is where I first started, driving a race car. That's where I went when I was a little kid. It's where I grew up at. Southern National was built back in '94, and I was just had 16 years old at the time, and Dad took me down there and run a limited sportsman race, and we won on the first first outing. So they both are really, really special. Wake is definitely a lot closer to home. I felt like we had a lot of fans at both tracks these past 2 wins we've gotten there, but it was really special to win at both of them. This past weekend, driver introductions was really cool to hear all the cheers and riding around after the race doing the Polish victory lap. I think every trackside spot, I was waving and they were waving at me as well. So that was really special. And like I've said before, having your name dedicated with a section of a grandstands, that's just really, really special. Diaz did that a few years ago, and I've always wanted to win at that levels, and we were able to do it this past weekend. It was really special. And
now you have a win at that track as well as Wake.
Yeah, I know. It's really cool. It's a lot of pressure on that. You're looking at you, and they know you're fast, and you've been dominant in the past. So every time you go out in practice, you feel like you're everybody's got a clock on you. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure on that, but it's very rewarding to win at that kind of level.
Sure.
And I've got our editor-in-chief, Zach T. Evans, in my ear here in the studio, and he's saying, and Deac was my childhood favorite driver growing up. So
Yeah.
Having grandstands named after you and being Zach Evans' favorite driver, I mean, those are two huge feats. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
obviously you have lots of laps around Southern National. At this level of late model racing, does having those laps really make a difference come race day, or is everyone pretty even?
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty even. The track has changed a lot over these past 4 or 5 years, and I haven't won there since I was with the tour in 2016. So the track has just aged a lot, and it's more of a tire conservation race now, as everybody saw when they watched this past weekend. So it's just a lot different. So no, I don't really think I have a real big advantage like I did in the past. But yeah, everybody's pretty equal now. Everybody knows what to do. Everybody knows they got to save your tires pretty hard there to have something at the end of the race where you can race with.
Jack, both winners this weekend mentioned tire conservation and how that affected their race. So I'll be interested to talk more about that later. Deac, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. This was such a feel-good story this weekend, and we're looking forward to watching you the rest of the season.
I appreciate it.
Thanks,
looking forward
Deac.
to it. Yeah, Jack. Starting the year off with a win is really, really special. So hopefully we can keep the momentum going.
Okay, buddy. We'll look for it more.
Yes, sir. We'll see you in a few weeks.
And we'll see you guys after the break.
The Hardee's Rattler 250 returns to South Alabama Speedway March 17th through the 19th. See the SRL National Series and the best super late model drivers in the country compete for $25,000 to win. The action all begins on Friday, March 17th for local divisions, and then pro late models on Saturday and the 47th annual Hardee's Rattler 250 Sunday. See who'll kiss a rattlesnake only on Racing America.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Racing returns to the legendary Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, April 1st and 2nd, the 49th running of the Icebreaker. See past super late models hit the track on Saturday the 1st. Then on Sunday, it's one of the area's oldest modified traditions, the Icebreaker, paying $10,000 to win for the ground-pounding modifieds. It's the 49th annual Icebreaker at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, and you can watch it all only on Racing America.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Welcome back, everybody, to Cars Tour Weekly. And up next, we're going to talk to our Pro Late Model winner, Mike Hopkins. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And I must warn you, just like I warned Deac, I've got Jack in the studio with me, so please be on your best behavior.
Awesome.
Please,
He's a good
what
man.
you say.
Well,
glad to have him.
Well, I've got to know, when it's the last part of the race and you've got restart after restart after restart, what starts to go through your head when your spotter's telling you, all right, we got the yellow coming out again? Because that was a crazy last half of the race?
It's it's definitely gets frustrating at times, and you just want everybody to get to the end and stay clean and green so you can seal the deal. But I've won them that way, and I've lost them that way. So it's part of the sport, it's part of racing. And with all them restarts late in the going, hate to see them, but it's part of it. You just hope to have the guy beside you or behind you race you clean getting in and not miss the shift, not spin a tire, and get off at 2 and let it all work itself out from there.
Mike, I got actually a two-phase question. The racing here in the South, and you've run with us on a number of occasions. How does the competition and how does the drivers' etiquette, for a better word, is there any difference between the North and the South? And feel free to answer that. I mean, because we're trying to get a feel for what this is. Only our second year in the pro late models, and I just want to try to get a little better take on it.
I mean, I've always said it. The talent and the hard-nosed racers from the North. I mean, everybody builds a lot of their own stuff, puts their own stuff together. So there's the racers from the North, I think, have a different type of talent because they work on them, they know them, they build them. But the talent in the South, obviously the technology. There's a lot of high-end people from cup teams that are, doing development programs, and there's a lot of good talent in the South. Like obviously you look at the Derby, you got the best of the best in the country. This weekend at the Cars Tour, I mean, you look at Anthony Campany, he's got an unbelievable program going. The Sensor's got a good program. There's a lot of good teams and a lot of good drivers. So it's starting to plan out, I think, because you get more talent in multiple different situations, but there's still a lot of young kids that are coming out of iRacing and karts that have natural talent that you didn't see 10 years ago when I was somewhat coming up through and starting to race a little bit in the South.
Okay, second part of my question real quick. I know you'll be headed back north here shortly to race. What's the chances of seeing you in May at North Wilkesboro?
That's honestly, we're thinking about hitting the pro late model race probably at Hickory because it's close to Gary's shop, and there's talk of going to North Wilkesboro. I went there many years ago and pass raced there as a spectator, and always said if I ever had a chance to race there, I would. Just place is very unique. It's cool. It's got a lot of history. It's like a Hickory. So hopefully we can make something work and make it.
Well, hope we'll see you on May 16th and 17th then.
Yeah.
A promoter at heart. You're never off the clock. Tell us a little bit about working with Port City and what you got going on there.
I mean, my program is always, when I first started racing pro late models or super late models, whatever you want to call them in the North, I bought my first car from Gary when he was a dealer for Port City, and we built a relationship away from racing as friends, and we've remained good friends. So it's worked out for me. I store some stuff here in the winter, and him and I have got a great business relationship as well as a friendship. And then when he started developing this new Phase 2 program, these Phase 2 cars, I got the luxury to be part of being involved in getting one, and luckily we've won some races in one. So it's great for me. I wouldn't be able to race without having him in my back pocket anymore due to the fact I just don't have time to do it. So it's definitely a big part of why I'm here.
That's awesome. It's such a great thing when people who truly mesh get paired up together and have success. Well, Mike, congratulations and thank you for joining us, and we look forward to following along the rest of the season.
I appreciate it very much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Mike.
You got it. See ya.
All right. Well, when we come back, we will continue on and talk more about the upcoming season for the Cars Tour. When we come back, we'll preview this weekend's race at Southern National.
Race fans, Hickory Motor Speedway is the place to be. March 17th and 18th. The Pro All-Star Series and American Canadian Tour kick off their seasons with the 18th annual Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed. 2 huge nights of racing with over 500 laps of late model action beginning on Friday night, March 17th. The Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed at Hickory Motor Speedway, March 17th and 18th. And you can see it all on Racing America.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Get up on your feet, race fans.
Can you believe it? Right now, racing, in my opinion, is as healthy as it's been in the last 15 to 20 years.
Just wanted to make that first lap.
Welcome back to Cars Tour Weekly. I'm Jess Ballard, joined by Cars Tour General Manager Jack McNelly. And so the past weekend at Southern National was very different for you, as you have sold the series. We now have new ownership, but you're still very involved. We talked to Keely Dubinsky last week and how she's still very involved. And she assured us that you two together would still be, you know, at the racetrack and it would be business as usual. But was it business as usual? How did it feel different? Or how did it feel the same?
It really didn't feel any different, Jess. Jeff Burton was there.
That's awesome to see.
And that was a great show of ownership, that they're going to be involved, and they are going to be involved in the fact of making the series a little bit better, maybe a whole lot better. But as far as our operation during the week or at the racetrack, very, very much the same. It's still very stressful, but I enjoy it. And I feel honored that those folks thought enough of me to keep me on. They didn't have to, for sure. But I do feel honored that they did, and I am going to continue to work very, very hard to stay as long as God's willing.
That is so awesome. I feel like we're getting the best of both worlds. We got, the resources from these 4 NASCAR guys coming in, but I know your drivers know that you take care of them and that you put on a great series for them, and they feel comfortable with you being around. So to know that these guys have the best of both worlds is really great. I really appreciate you being here with us today. It was awesome having Keely last week and then you this week. I mean, we've had quite the all-star lineup so far. I don't know how we're going to top this. Well, thanks again for being here with us today,
You're
Jack.
welcome, Jess.
And we also want to thank Deac McCaskill and Mike Hopkins for joining us on the show today. And remember, replays of the show and more can be found on racingamerica.tv. And be sure to check out our 24/7 streaming channel available on connected devices. And of course, remember racingamerica.com and our social channels will have you covered for all things Cars Tour and short track racing all around the clock. I'm Jess Ballard, and thanks again for joining us this week on Cars Tour Weekly.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts. Or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
The Hardee's Rattler 250 returns to South Alabama Speedway March 17th through the 19th. See the SRL National Series and the best super late model drivers in the country compete for $25,000 to win. The action all begins on Friday, March 17th for local divisions, and then pro late models on Saturday, and the 47th annual Hardee's Rattler 250 Sunday. See who'll kiss a rattlesnake only on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Race fans, Hickory Motor Speedway is the place to be. March 17th and 18th. The Pro All-Star Series and American Canadian Tour kick off their seasons with the 18th annual Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed. 2 huge nights of racing with over 500 laps of late model action beginning on Friday night, March 17th. The Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed at Hickory Motor Speedway, March 17th and 18th. And you can see it all